All right, so as far as lenders and loan officers are concerned, when the CFPB talks, you should listen up. Why? Well, because they have the biggest parochial paddle and they like to use it on your ass. So the CFPB just came out with its July 2023 Supervisory Report. In said report, they claim that you, some loan officers and mortgage companies, are violating ECOA, the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, and Reg B through your implementation, and that the effects are being felt by women and African Americans across the country. Now, this is interesting because women are just killing men in more ways than one when it comes to home ownership rates. Single women right now own about 10.7 million homes in this country. Single men, you're lagging, guys, 8.1 million. All right, what's going on with the CFPB in this advisory report?
CFPB examiners observed that certain lenders maintain policies and procedures that permitted the grant of pricing exceptions to consumers, including pricing exceptions for competitive offers. Generally speaking, a pricing exception is when a lender makes exceptions to its established credit standards. For example, a lender may lower a rate to match a competitor's offer and retain the customer. Examiners identified lenders with statistically significant disparities for the incidence of pricing exceptions at differential rates on a prohibited basis compared to similarly situated borrowers.
But here's my question. How the hell are they tracking this stuff? There's no box to check for exceptions, but they've come up with this somehow from a report in 2021 and it's now just finding the light of day. But you have to understand, guys, that these points do not take into consideration who's asking for exceptions. For example, if one class or one group asks for more exceptions than another group or class, then they're going to get more exceptions. There's no way to track that. Second, what are the criteria for turning down exceptions? Because we know for a fact that different CFPB definable groups out there have significantly different credit scores. And because the 2021 study that's being brushed off is about trends, we can only judge these outcomes through stats. So why not run these protected classes against scoring models and see what modifications need to be made? See, my concern is what happens all the time with the government, particularly the CFPB. A conclusion is drawn, punishment is enforced, and new policy is written not based on a comprehensive truth that looks at all variables. No, rather, only the variables that support a preconceived opinion. That's politics for you.
All right, pal. That's politics.
Because even if you disagree with me, here's the thing. From the CFPB Supervisory Report that you cannot ignore before formulating your opinion on this topic.
The actual CFPB report added that, quote, examiners did not identify evidence of legitimate, non-discriminatory reasons that explain the disparities observed in the statistical analysis.
That's right. This is the new modification to fair housing, my friends. Even if your mind, your actions, your policies, and staff are all void of any and all discrimination, if the results reflect an unequal outcome, then you and your company are in violation of fair housing and ECOA. We know this because they don't have any evidence of any discrimination whatsoever and they acknowledge it, yet the charge is still there.
So, the moral to the story, and remember, this July 2023 advisory notice began all the way back with findings published in 2021. So use this as a reminder from the CFPB to track and look at all your results for disparities in HMDA and ECOA as it pertains to Reg B, because that's what your professional judge, jury, and executioners are looking at.
I mean, in truth, even if lenders wanted to discriminate, and I, by and large, do not believe that to be the case, they'd be hard-pressed to do it in this environment. Lenders right now, they're too concerned with closing any deals at all and staying afloat to hold on to any absurd discrimination above and beyond their very existence. I mean, what would that look like? Man, I would love to discriminate against you right now, but I just can't afford to do it. I mean, it seems pretty absurd, doesn't it? However, we cannot deny a partial truth here, guys, and that's still the significant divide in results that hurt protected classes. Frankly, and as I've said before, our current policies are not showing progress. Rather, they're showing regression in these areas. So maybe the current course is not the right one to be on.
Well, we think the solution lies with more construction of small, smart and affordable homes first and foremost. Until that is accomplished, these little anecdotal agency summaries that happen so infrequently that the Bureau had to go back a full 3 years to find a problem doesn't seem to be the best use of the agency or their platform.
So let's take that CFPB brain power, tongue-in-cheek implied, and their war chest of money, not tongue-in-cheek implied, and invest in real changes, guys. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. That makes too much sense. That'll never happen. I gotta tell you, pods are absolutely kicking ass and taking off right now. You want to be a part of it. And listen, tomorrow, 12 o'clock Pacific time, our books for loan officers and real estate agents, we're on Grind right now, and Grind is a grind, and Grind is what you need. It's a really cool book. Be a part of it. Why wouldn't ya? You get to look at me for another hour. Maybe that's, yeah, just fill it out now.